It seems like your heroes, Jay-Z and Pusha T. That would be Pusha T from Clips, I presume, as well as Jay-Z, the great Sean Carter. It seems your heroes have been getting themselves in trouble. Or is it? See, it's not what it seems when you're reading about these documents and this case, for example. Okay? Basically, as I stated in my previous video, what's happened here is the FBI have basically released all documents relating to the Epstein saga. Okay, that's anything that has any relationship with the Epstein saga, whether in some cases true or not. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, now taking it further. Okay, if that, because I know some of you are listening, but you're not listening. Okay, so let me take it to the article so it makes more sense before I go in on this, yeah, and go in on this and explain more with regards to this. Okay, so basically what we have here, as the article states, is Jay-Z, Harvey Weinstein. Okay, we all know what he's done and what he's in trouble for, how he went down, and Pusha T, Jay-Z, Harvey Weinstein, and Pusha T, named in newly released Epstein files. Okay. In one report, an anonymous caller made allegations involving Jay-Z and Weinstein dating back to 1990s. Okay, fair enough. If I'm not mistaken, it was 1996 for Jay-Z and 2007 for Pusha T, but hey, we'll go into that. A newly released batch of Jeffrey Epstein documents has sparked renewed public attention after the names of Jay-Z, Harvey Weinstein, and Pusha T appeared in unverified hotline reports included in the files. Unverified hotline reports, as I said earlier. Makes sense? The documents were made public as a part of a large disclosure tied to the federal transparency efforts surrounding the Epstein case. Right, so there you go. Basically, in one report, an anonymous caller made allegations involving Jay-Z and Weinstein back to the 1990s, while a separate claim mentioned Pusha T. Okay? The documents clarify that these reports consisted of unverified allegations made by callers and are not drawn from Epstein's personal records, flights, or confirmed investigative findings. Exactly. So these are not mentioned in any documentation with Epstein whatsoever with regards to Jay-Z and Pusha T and Harvey Weinstein. Okay. The release has ignited widespread online discussion, highlighting the complexities surrounding the publication of sensitive legal records. As journalists and public continue to examine the Epstein files, officials have urged caution, stressing the importance of distinguishing between unverified claims and established facts. In one of the most scrutinized cases in recent history. You hear that? What did I tell you in my previous videos before my page was shut down? Facts and ideas. Unverified claims and established facts. Learn this, because some of you still haven't learned the difference between a fact and an idea. See? In saying that, I've changed most of yours lives in 2 seconds. But hey, another conversation. So yes, let me take it further. I'm going to try and look a bit more further in this. Try and do a little deeper dive in this. Okay? So basically, let me just go here and try and find the documentation. So what we have here is, I'll try and locate the specific parts of the documentation relating to both Jay-Z and Pusha T before coming with some Facebook comments regarding this. Okay? So basically, this is the FBI's unclassified crisis intake document. Okay? So, in approximately 1996, redacted, that means, I'll just say X, yeah, where it's redacted, okay? So, in approximately 1996, X resided with X in X. An unknown man abducted X from her home when she later awoke in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter, Jay-Z. While Weinstein had inserted his fingers into X, oh dear, I'll try and work this for TikTok. Okay, so while Harvey Weinstein did an act, X believed she was in Epstein's mansion in Florida. Okay, X estimated she was abducted on 7 occasions, awakening each time in an opulent indoor setting, suffering from on multiple essay on multiple of those occasions in which Epstein participated. Okay, that's regarding the Jay-Z one. Okay, and if I go down further on in the same document, in approximately 2007, X attended a party, redacted X, that would be the location, following invitation from an unknown man who approached her as she walked down a street. Weinstein and Pusha T also attended the party and drugged her before engaging in SA. Oh dear. Well, I say oh dear, but this is all off the back of an anonymous phone call. Okay, so let's say I'm like y'all, yeah, I'm off key, like not y'all, but if I'm off key like that, and let's say Beyonce, I could phone FBI and say, guess what? I was at a party in London, and Beyonce was there, and one of her handlers called me over. I'm like, yeah, what's going on? What's this about? Next thing I know, I was drugged and I woke up. I woke up in Beyonce's bed. You know what I'm saying? You see how that sounds? But that does not retract from the realities of what Epstein did. So, in reading these kind of cases, you want to look at where Epstein's directly involved, especially from his own emails. That's the issue. For example, the allegations he's making with regards to Bill Gates, okay, with regards to Elon Musk, that is where we're looking at. Donald Trump, and now the British Labour MP Peter Mandelson, and making donations. And all the scandal. That's where it lies. So let's not get sidetracked with Jay-Z and Pusha T, because I think that's fiction. Okay, in 1996, Jay-Z would just have come out with that track with Eddie Kane. If you remember, the Show and Prove. That's when Jay-Z made his mark and came out. That was 1996. Big L came out in 95. Big L was 96. Sorry, Jay-Z was 96. Just off the cusp of 96. Although he's floating around on the scene, his real first track was in 96. Okay. Eclipse came later. But at the same time, they blew up post 2000. So it's a totally different thing. But anyway, let's get some of these Facebook comments, yeah? I'll choose a few, then I'll wrap this up. They're wrapping this up. Okay? Okay. Here's a few. This one's funny. Half these mofos can read but can't comprehend. That's the problem. Exactly. This is based off the All Hip Hop article, Jay-Z, Pusha T, Epstein Files, Why Reading Matters. Okay? Another comment. Epstein didn't buy the island until 98. So how was Jay-Z there in 96? Okay. Fair enough. It was just an anonymous tip about them both. Even though I obviously don't know him personally, I don't believe that Pusha rumor. I've listened to every song and watched every interview, and he does not seem like that type of guy. There you go. Crazy how you're so quick to defend some weirdos. Jay-Z, being a weirdo, was grooming underage women back in the 90s. Okay, something different. Had to be a bright man saying that though. Now your ends, your wiggers, your guys set the standard for being a PDF file 2 years ago. Being mentioned in Epstein's files far exceeds that standard. Don't know what that's about. Ambiguous one. But let me wrap this one up. I feel like arguing with people who believe that when they read it makes me as dumb as they are. Word. Okay. So somebody gave a tip to the FBI that Pusha, who was 18, 19 at the time, in 1996, took advantage of her while in the company of Epstein. We've cleared that up. She said she was slipped something and couldn't remember the details. The trouble with that is Pusha didn't know any of them at the time. Anybody can put anything on you. That doesn't mean it's true. True? I don't know him, but looking at this, I find it hard to believe. Jay-Z is another story altogether. Exactly. Anyway, let me leave it there. Let me wrap this one up. All right then. Later.